to another episode of Creations by Christina. Today I'm going to show you how to make this circle card. Okay, what you're going to need is your Collouzal circle and your cutting mat and your Collouzal swivel knife. And what you're using is, I'm using Regal Rose, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And using the outer ring of the circle cutter, positioning it very close to the edge, so you see that the outside circle runs off of the cardstock, which is the folded side of the card. Okay, I'm just going to insert the Collouzal knife. And you kind of press a little hard because you're trying to go through 2 layers because it's a folded cardstock. And all the way around. And I think I may have skipped a piece there, so let me just... And... Okay. Now there are 2 sections on here that you're going to have to cut off, and I'm just going to open it and cut it from... Cut one side at a time. Okay, and that makes your card. Okay, now I'm using a piece of Raspberry Tart designer paper, and I'm still using the outside line and just doing half the circle. So I'm lining that up right towards the edge of the designer paper, and I'm just going to cut out the bottom half using the outside layer of the Collouzal. Okay. Trim that piece off there. Alright, now I'll just get this out of the way. Okay. What you're going to do now is adhere this right to the front of your card. Very simple. Now what I'm going to use is a piece of, or a circle punch cut at 1 1/2, and using the Sweet Stems stamp set and StazOn ink, I'm just going to stamp the top part of this flower right onto the Whisper White cardstock. And then using Stampin' Up's Blender pen and Regal Rose ink, just got to squeeze the ink onto the lid, and then using the Blender pen, just color in your flower. Okay, and then for the stem, I'm using Old Olive. And all you have to do with the Blender pen is when you have one color on it, just wipe it off until it's clear. And you could just go right onto your next color. Okay. Oops. Alright, using dimensionals, I'm just going to put this onto a piece of Regal Rose cardstock, cut at 1 1/2, or punched rather, you did use the punch, and then a piece of chocolate chip cardstock, which is punched using the scallop circle. I'm just going to center this right on here, and then put this right in the front of the card. Now you can add, just if you want to add a little intro detail to this, you can add stitching right across here, maybe some zigzag stitching. I did that on my original card, and I'm just using a Sharpie marker to add just some pretty dots. Okay, and then we are going to need some ribbon, and I'm just using brown ribbon. Just cut off enough just to go across the top. And I may have mentioned this in another video, but I keep my ribbon on a clothespin. It keeps it easier to store and keeps it nice. And I just use Scotch tape to keep it in place. Okay, then using the brown ribbon, I'm just going to tie. Right, and it did. Just not liking the way that one side is laying, so sometimes it just takes a little bit of work to get those bows to look nice. So, okay, and there you go. That's my circle card. And thanks for watching Creations by Christina. Bye.